The Maldives' proximity to India, barely 17 nautical miles from the island of Minicoy in Lakshadweep and 300 nautical miles from the mainland's western coast, and its location hub of commercial sea lanes running through the Indian Ocean, this gives it a significant strategic importance. India was among the first to recognize Maldives after its independence in 1965 and later established its mission in Maldives in 1972. India and Maldives, they share their cultural, ethnic, linguistic, religious and commercial links. But despite bridging a good relationship with Maldives, China has its massive economic presence. It's a debt tactic that China has done to Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Now it's Maldives. It is said that Maldives owes 70% of its external aid to China, and many believe that Yemen has done this to Maldives what Rajapaksa has done this to Sri Lanka. Mohammed Mizu has sought financial help from the Turkey and China, but no one is seen forthcoming. It's the same game, no change. A dozen of poor countries are facing the same economic instability and even collapse under the weight of hundreds of billions of dollars in foreign loan, much of them from the world's biggest and the most unforgiving government lender, nothing but China. An analysis of a dozen countries most indebted to China, including Pakistan, Kenya, Zambia, Laos, and Mongolia, found paying back that debt is consuming an even greater amount of the tax revenue needed to keep the schools open, provide electricity, and pay for the food and fuel. And it's draining the foreign currency reserve. These countries used to pay interest on those loans, leaving some with just months before that money is gone. Behind the scene is China. China's reluctance to forgive the debt and its extreme secrecy about how much money it has loaned and on what terms, which has kept the other major lenders from stepping in to help. On top of that is a recent discovery that borrowers have been required to put cash in the hidden escrow account that pushes China to the front of the line of creditors to be paid. In Pakistan, millions of textile workers have been laid off because the country has too much foreign debt and cannot afford to keep the electricity on and machines running. In Kenya, the government has held back paychecks to thousands of civil service workers to save the cash or pay foreign loans. The president's chief economic advisor tweeted last month, "Salaries or default, take your pick." Since then, Sri Lanka's defaulted a year ago, 500,000 industrial jobs have been vanished. Inflation has pierced 50% and more than half the population in many parts of the country has fallen into poverty. Now, ever since China expanded its engagement in the Indian Ocean, beginning in 2008, Beijing has recognized the strategic value of the Maldives. This stems from the Maldives' geographical positioning near the crucial sea lanes that are important for China's energy supplies. Thus, to consolidate its influence over the island nation, China has been leveraging its economic large to court successive Maldivian administrations. Notably, former President Yamin Abdul Gayoom's administration, November 2013 to 2018, was particularly open to Beijing's outreach, pivoting away from Maldives' historical reliance on India and drawing closer to China. So instead, Maldives, which recently, though of expanding its tourism development, had to step back because it started to face the mounting debt to China. So now it's critical for Maldives on how to recover from its debt.